Hello and welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right, every Thursday we head in the lounge, we shut the door, and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too big or too small or too frivolous. The Luxury Lounge is your space to really let the complaints sing. Fa la 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 la, everything sucks. That's right. Come to the lounge, complain away. My guests and I will take you. What you do, and I said this on the Patreon version of the Luxury Lounge. I made this metaphor. You blow a complaint bubble, right? And my guests and I get behind that bubble and blow it just further into the sky. And that's what we're here for. And I mentioned the Patreon, patreon.com/Jared Freid. It has become a community. That's right. It is a place where we have an extra. So I do an extra podcast on Mondays called Coffee with JTrain, and then on Fridays, that is the date we're taping this. There's an episode of a Luxury Lounge episode where everyone's complaint gets read. You know, some weeks it's less complaints than other. This week there were 17 complaints, and I blew the bubble further along on my own. It's a little bit of a different atmosphere because there's no guests, and it's just your boy Uncle JTrain and you just sitting there hanging. So if you want to sign up, it's $5 a month. I love Patreon. I love I really am. I'm myself on this podcast. I think my guests would agree. I don't think this is so. I don't think I turn into some monster when the cameras turn off. Or a different person, but I would say I'm most myself on the Patreon. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, that's not fair to me here, because I am myself. I don't know, I'm just saying, it's just a dim the lights. I guess the difference is on this podcast, the one that goes out to the whole internet, all of the monsters of the internet, I'm performing maybe a little bit more. I'm probably at a 7 instead of the 6. And some people prefer the 6. So go on Patreon, patreon.com/Jared Freid. Sign up. I got shows, and if you're listening, I got shows. I got shows in different area codes. Shows. If you're listening right now, Detroit, Michigan. I've never done stand-up in Detroit. I've been going there my whole life. My mom is from Southfield. I'm going to have a lot of family there. It's going to be a fun weekend. So Detroit, Albany. I'll probably go to, Steve's Deli. I'll go to Steve's Deli. Good deli in Detroit. Albany, Milwaukee, Mohegan Sun, Baltimore, Maryland, Richmond, Virginia, Boston. That second show, first is sold out. Second show on a Saturday. So that's an easy night to do a late show. Also just added Miami for Thanksgiving. So come over. Let's carve the turkey together in Miami. The weekend after, so that Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Miami. So jaredfreid.com. For the tickets, very excited for today's guest, hilarious comedian. He has a special coming out on October 6th. It is called Check Right. Andy Fiori, thank you for coming in the lounge.
Thank you for having me. I love it here. I was thinking when you are explaining the difference between, just the regular podcast and the Patreon. It's like when you're at a work event and you're with people you like and coworkers that you get along with, but then the Patreon, it's kind of like when you get with your college friends.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. This is how Andy works in the biz. He's a professional radio guy, and no, you're right. It does feel like, because I do talk to them I do talk to the Patreon people in a way that I'm like, you do kind of trust that they're there for you. This is like a mark. We're at like a stand at the public bazaar. Like anyone can walk up to this podcast. Anybody. There's someone listening going, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah, exactly. I just want to buy some marmalade and not get,
Why I got this Jew is just whining about whether he can open up or not.
But with the college friend, you got that little insulation. You're a little more insular. You know, you've got that little buffer. You can really be yourself.
Well, it's the difference between telling a story to friends and telling a story on stage. Your friends will stick around. They trust you to tell the story. Yep. They go, oh, the punchline's coming. I like this person. So I do understand their whole background. I remember the first time I tried to tell a story on stage, people were looking at me like, we don't know you. We don't trust you.
Yeah.
You know, get to the...
We don't know your nuances.
You're right. Do the one-liners. Shut the fuck up with this story about your life. And I wanted to, you know, Andy's here. Because he's hilarious and wonderful, but also
thank you.
Because he has a special that is coming out October 6th. And listen, talk about I'm talking about the public bazaar, the market. You made this yourself. You're putting it on your YouTube page. All you want is people listening right now to watch it. That's all you want. It's funny. It's hilarious. When Andy was taping it, he opened for me to get ready for it. I've seen it.
Thanks, man.
It's hilarious, and it's dedicated to your dad who passed away. And it's funny because your dad who passed away, and then I'm like, it's funny. But it's funny because when you do stand up, you get to know, and especially when you start with people, and you and I who have always been kind of around each other in these, these bars and shows and clubs, I knew you had an older dad.
Yeah.
So like
older
you just
dad crew.
Right, like, and it's like in a way that you don't know people from work's life situation.
Yeah,
I've listened to your bits about having an older dad, and it's all hilarious. But it's like it's so funny to like know these little things about people that you don't know know more than maybe you would in any other context. Because I've watched you talk about it on stage, but that's a lot of this special has to do with that, right?
I mean, it's not a whole dead dad special.
No,
it's not,
I didn't.
like a one-man show about my dead dad. But yeah, there's a good chunk of that in there. It's really actually toward the end. It's basically it's paying homage to someone who was really like a beloved kind of guy in me and even my friends and extended people's lives. He's just one of those kind of guys. I call him like the Betty White of dads. Like everybody just kind of loved him and could get along with him.
Love it.
So it's more of it's a happy special. It's not like depressing stuff. I don't like.
I hope my pitch wasn't saying that it was depressing. No, it's funny, but it is. But it's like, when you talk about having an older dad and then like it's dedicated to him, it's coming out on his birthday, which is really wonderful and sweet. But it's just so weird to me that you're like, it's about my dad, and in my head I go, old dad. Like I knew that about you.
He was in his late hundreds when he passed. I mean, seriously, he was.
This is a happy life. This is one of those.
Absolutely, absolutely, the happiest dude I ever knew. But yeah, he had me at 55, and I was his first kid. That's when he started having kids.
What was the what was that? What?
I don't know why. That's maybe why he was so happy. He just had no stress of a wife or children until he was in his 50s. So he got to do
Didn't have
everything.
to deal with you women.
No, he was a mechanical engineer by trade. But he was a World War II vet. He then went on to work in mechanical engineering for well into his 80s, and then I guess
so. A smart guy.
Yeah, very smart guy, math nerd, kind of that, but also like a really hard worker, like always outside in the yard, one of those kind of dads, just always mowing the lawn.
Well, engineers is that crossover of like nerd who can build a fort really well.
Yeah.
It's works with their hands nerds.
Totally.
Like because I
like know how to design something and then can also build it with their hands.
Exactly. It was always like something I envied. I mean, like I went to Penn State. At Penn State is an huge engineering department, as most state schools I think do. And in my fraternity, there were guys that like, they're putting the molecules together. Like they were doing that.
For sure.
Always smart, always. But like, then you'd be like, man, this PlayStation 2 is broken. And they're opening up the back,
Whereas I just want to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I don't know how to put the game together. I just want to play it.
I'm blowing into the CD thing of the PlayStation 2.
Exactly.
That's my engineering skills. Yeah. So
literally, you come from you're a Massachusetts guy. In Great Barrington, Massachusetts, there's a small ski resort, not even a resort.
Yes.
It's just a small mountain called Butternut Ski Basin. And
I know Great Barrington, but
my dad designed and built that ski mountain with his engineering firm partner. So it's like literally he did do what you're saying.
It's cool. It's something I have, and again, envious because it is so beyond any type of skill I have. I respect it even more.
And let me be honestly, but it completely skipped a generation. All those that skill and intelligence. I'm here, whereas he was actually building, but then he was like a skier his whole life. So he was an athlete. He was great. Like he was in the Olympics in 1950 in London. I swear to God. So he was a football and lacrosse player in college. He went to RPI, which is a huge nerdy engineering school.
Mm-hmm.
And lacrosse was in the Olympics that year to see if it was going to be a mainstay as an Olympic sport. And his college team won the. We'll just send those guys as our representatives.
You cut out. His college team won what?
They won the national championship.
Unreal.
That year. So the U.S. was like, let's just send those guys as our representatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's unbelievable.
I know. It's like one story after the next like that with him.
I guess with an older dad, you kind of like, I guess they're like, yeah, I got a whole treasure trove of these stories.
Bananas,
because young dad, you're in the stories maybe. Like 28 and
that's all his stories are about.
Right.
Yeah.
But old dad, it's like, 28, I was out in Europe and sipping on cocktails and I met this fine dame. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
So okay, we want everyone to go check out Andy's special.
Yeah.
Andy's hilarious. And again, people, I when people come on here with their specials, I especially the YouTube specials, you go, what a gift. You can airplay this on your TV. You're going to hold the rookie card of Andy Fiori. You're going to watch someone that you can share with someone else, and you're going to be the interesting person that knows like a comic. And I'm telling you, it's going to be hilarious. Make it a date night. Make it a night. Subscribe to Andy on Instagram at Andy Fiori. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Andrew Fiori. And it's October 6th. It's called Check Right. The whole link and everything will be in the bio of this episode, all that stuff. So everyone go check it out. Let's get to the complaints. I'll do mine first, and then you can do yours. You ready?
All right, sir.
Hit the music. Jared, he has some problems. Jared, he's got some issues to do. Get off his chest right now. Jared has a lot of issues. Jared has a issue with a lot of things that we can discuss. Can you relate to the problem now? Okay, my complaint, I am staying in a Fairfield Inn. When you stay in a Fairfield Inn, you know what you're up for. You get it, right? Like, this is going to be, just the bare bones operation. What I hate is that these hotels will try and dress up the situation with marketing. And you're just like, stop calling things that. They call, the store that's next to the check-in desk that has like chips and like tuna in a can?
Absolutely. I live at that store.
Right. And when you go to that store, you have made kind of a deal with the devil. You're like, fuck it. No one's ever gone to that store and been like, ooh, let's get dinner tonight. Let's have a meal. They call it the corner market. And that annoys me so much. I'm going to go to the corner market, going to get a baguette in my linen bag that I get all my groceries in and put together a nice meal. No. When you go to the corner market, you're getting canned chicken, a Gatorade, maybe a spiked seltzer, and like popcorn if there's a microwave in the room. Like, it shouldn't be called
if you're
that.
Lucky.
Right? Doesn't that? I just wish it wasn't like, don't lie to my face. Don't look at me and go, "Oh, would you like anything from the corner market?" Like, no. What am I going to get? A panini? No.
Right.
Call it the mistake market. That's what it should be called.
You should call it the place where Andy goes after shows and 9 times out of 10 looks around to see if he doesn't have to pay for these because it's so late and nobody's there.
Yeah, the market of thieves. Yeah. When you put and then you
that's
do that
how
thing.
little they care about it, though. They don't even keep it under any sort of supervision.
None.
It's all honor system. They just go, listen, these people who are coming here at 2 a.m., let's just let them have this.
And you know what?
Let them have these.
Right. Take it. We'll deal with.
They need this in their lives.
They need this. The things are so bad they're at a Fairfield Inn. Here's the other thing. They don't give you a bag.
No bag.
So you can only get what you can fit in your hands. So when you're hungry and you're drunk and you come back, there's so many times where I've gone to the front desk and I'm like hugging literally 7 bags of chips, and they're like, well, what do you got there? And I have to go through, well, I have Doritos and cookies, and now I have to face all the garbage that I've made decisions to eat.
Room 303, please. I can't reach my wallet, so you're gonna have to charge it to the room.
Is that it? Yeah, well, I'll probably be back down in 10 minutes when I come back for my second haul from the fucking market of mistakes.
Absolutely. That's a great one.
Andy, do you have a complaint?
I do have a kind of a luxurious complaint.
Hit the music. It's the guest's turn to complain. They're ready to jump in. They've got lots of problems too. It ain't all about Jared. Let's hear their complaint of the day. Let's hear their complaint of the day. They're invited on the show to have some fun and complain with you. Let's hear that complaint. Okay, go ahead.
This is kind of my luxurious complaint because it's just past wedding season, if you will. And even the fall is still a big wedding season.
If you had the preference, fall, winter, spring, summer, well, how would you rank the weddings?
In terms of what I would want to get married in or what I like going to?
Going to.
I have to give it to the fall. Because for me, I'm a big dude, and the weather is more cooperative with my drinking and sweating routines. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. I thought the same thing. I was like, what do I most want to be in a suit for? Like, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of like March weddings or like February weddings don't happen. Everyone's afraid of weather.
The Super Bowl, you can't risk it.
You can't risk it, But I guess March would be the best. Like March in a SEC town, like March in a North Carolina area would probably be best. And it is funny that like the first thought isn't, well, what will the leaves look like? We're both like, when will my balls be sweating the least?
Exactly. Because listen, I'm in the suit already. That's gonna make me hotter internally. So I need the outside weather to be as crisp as possible. So once I have 9 vodka sodas in me, I'm going to be red-faced and sweating anyway. I need all the help I can get.
See, I actually so I'm with you. Fall, and then it goes spring because you don't have there's no sports on really, so there's nothing to do.
It's the only downside to the fall date.
Right. And then you go, I would say summer, because it adds like maybe a trip or an event. And then winter wedding, I think, is last just because I don't know if I've even been to that many. And what they end up being is it takes over your New Year's Eve. But
I've been to a New Year's Eve wedding before, and you just constantly hate the couple the whole time.
Really?
Because you're going, I should be doing coke in Manhattan right now.
You've ruined my coke night. Yeah. Okay, so you go on. You have a complaint about the wedding.
So this is just kind of a thing that I don't know if it happens. Maybe it happens to comedians more than other people because we're, I guess, kind of a more comfortable dressed people because that's what our line of work calls for.
Yeah, we're not Jerry Seinfeld mostly putting on
I'm not a suit comic.
Right.
It's people when I see them when they see me in a suit, they go, "You clean up nice." Right. I hate the phrase. I mean, this is more of a pet peeve, I guess, than a complaint. But it's
no, this is a complaint. I'll allow it.
It's the "you clean up nice" backhanded compliment. There's nothing more than that.
Right.
You know, it's just
it is basically saying you look like shit most of the time.
Right.
This is how you should look if you tried.
Right.
Good for you. You made an effort once in your life. That's what they're saying.
And I love putting on a suit, but once 3 times a year. You know what I mean?
Why do we have to down everything else to uplift you?
Exactly.
So I get this with the Bachelorette, and it annoys me to no ends. And it's similar. It's like the unsaid of what you're saying hurts me more than anything else.
Right.
Because you have to sit there with the going, and this is all in the land of confidence. Like, I think there's people out there like where they're uber confident, they never think of the margins of what people say. I'm only thinking of the margins. Like,
absolutely.
I have a few examples. I'll give you a few examples of exactly this. When I do The Bachelor and I yell at the screen, I have people that message me, "Thanks, now I don't have to watch the whole show." And it's like, good for you. Thanks for doing all this work to update me on what's going on. No, this is a comedic performance I'm doing. How about this was hilarious and was a fun thing you did that I enjoyed? Yeah. Here's another one.
Okay.
Here's another one. I have people who have opened for me. You didn't do this. Okay. I'll start with you didn't do this.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited for what this is.
I have people who have opened for me. They go, "Thank you so much for having me open. I love your audience. Your audience is so fun. How about you were fucking hilarious. I had a great time. The audience was fun. What? Yeah, I know they're fun because I'm fucking fun.
I know. Why do you think they're here?
Why do you think? Yeah. So how about a compliment for me?
Totally.
Right. That's another one. And anytime someone says, if you come off stage and anyone says, "Oh, I had someone the other day," they sent me a screenshot. So their friend was at my show, and the whole screen, and they go, "Looks like you're killing it." And I look at the screenshot thinking, "Oh my God, I'm going to get all these compliments." And they wrote, "Jared, look good. Look good." I'm not going on stage doing a fashion show.
I know.
I don't give a fuck.
It comes back into mind.
Right.
You clean up nice.
Clean up nice. Look good. How bad did I look before? And I was less funny than good looking, and I think women get that a lot. Where
Sure.
If you post a stand-up clip and someone writes, "You really look good in that shirt," I get more mad at that than this fucking sucked.
I know. I don't give a shit. I didn't think 3 seconds about this shirt. I was thinking about the jokes the entire time.
Right. And here's the reality. And this is being hard on ourselves, but comics are notoriously hard on themselves. If it was funnier, they wouldn't have mentioned your shirt. And that's kind of where we go to.
That's where our mind immediately goes.
Right. So I understand this completely. It's the unsaid diss that comes with their compliment.
I have so many little comedian pet peeves that it might not be great because I don't think the mass audience knows about it. Just like comics who daintily hold the mic, the underhand mic hold with 3 fingers. Hold it like a fucking person. Oh my God! It's just
I hate when they wrap I hate when they wrap their hand around it like they're Eminem. Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah, like you're in a rap battle.
Right. This is insider stuff, but it's in the land of luxury because it's like, listen, we get to do comedy, which is a beautiful thing. What a privilege, and then you get to complain about these other things that really don't matter. So let's go to the emails. You ready? JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. You can send anything you'd like. You just got to title it Luxury Lounge and then give us a little taste of what you're talking about. Like this one's called Luxury Lounge, No Fun in the Party Sun. So that's how you title them. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Keep sending them in. Please, everyone. Andy is hilarious. You're going to love his special at Andy Fiori on Instagram. Andrew Fiori on YouTube. So just search youtube.com/Andrew Fiori, but it's all on his Instagram, at Andy Fiori on
all
Instagram,
there.
andyfiori.com. The special, it's called Check Right. It's out October 6th. Okay. Jared and distinguished guest. All the feathers everywhere I can put them. Oh, thank you. Here's my complaint. Planning group parties. I'm allergic to the sun. Always sunburnt, become covered in hives, and I'm allergic to alcohol. Choose to be sober. I'm complaining about me, essentially. I want to go to these get-togethers and enjoy the sunny outings and wine tastings and everything in between. But every time I just think about it, like all the other times, I imagine being sunburnt, covered in a heat rash, and being the only sober one out there. I know I need to do these group outings and try to pick and choose my battles, but fuck. All the bachelorette parties are in a sunny, godforsaken place, and where everyone wants to get plastered. I want to experience it all, but asking my drunk off their ass friends or family members to help put on sunscreen is a total buzzkill and leaves me splotchy. Thank you, sincerely, allergy invested bitch. What do you think, Andy Fiori? This is the problem.
That's first of all, as a very pasty guy, a pale dude, I get that. I'm not allergic to the sun, but
you're the perfect guest for this.
I have to really. I love the beach too. And I just have to constantly slather myself in 100 SPF. Now,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, you just got dealt a shitty hand being allergic to the sun and alcohol. That negates 99.9% of bachelorette parties. She's right. And through no fault of your own. But
anyone who pulls out sunscreen during a bachelor party, I'm like, who brought this guy?
Yeah, dude.
Because what you're doing is you're bringing reality in the situation. You're going, hey, does anyone want the cancer blocker? And you're like, we came to have fun. Well, we don't want. Get your sunscreen. I'm smoking a
cigarette right now. No,
right. I drank 7 White Claws. Okay.
Here's what I think is if you, because she seems like she's down to party, but through her physical, disability, if I may, she's just literally not able to. I think because for the good of the bachelorette party, you don't want to be the downer, and you don't always want to have your friends being like, we'd love for you to you don't want to be planned around because it's not about you, especially at a bachelorette party. You want
to blend into the event. Yeah.
Chameleon. If you
like the sunscreen
is if you somehow you got to find a way to if they're out on the boat for the day having cocktails, you got to just kind of take one for the team and be like, I'll catch up with you guys at the club later, somewhere out of the sun, and start getting into Molly or something non-alcoholic. You want to have fun, but you can't be in the sun or booze. Those are two real tough ones.
I love that they said I'm allergic to alcohol, but they choose to be sober. So I love that they're like, I don't. They're like, I'm sober, and you're like, just a little Molly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, California sober, maybe smoke weed.
So listen, I'm with you. I'm with you a little bit. Pick and choose your battles.
It's a tough
person
rap.
And plus the other problem is if she just goes and she gets the sunburn, no one allergic to the sun, everyone goes, that's not even something I would even I would go, yeah, we all are. We all got sunburn. I don't even believe it. I believe them, but I wouldn't believe it. I'd be the asshole.
Yeah.
And then what they're going to have to, so if I'm that way, I think most people are that way. So most people, they're going to get sunburn and everyone's going to go, ooh, you got sunburn.
I know. Yeah.
Here's what they do. They need to go early, leave early from every event.
Yeah.
So you go to every event, you go early, because also being sober, you don't want to be around the drunk bachelorette parties. You don't want to be there at 2 a.m. You want to be there at 7 p.m. You want to be there when everyone has their head on straight, when everyone's having a good time. And that's honestly the best parts of the bachelorette party.
Yeah.
That's the best parts of the bachelor party is early on when everyone's ball busting. So you want to be first Uber, and you want to be the first Uber out. And that and I think that saves you from hating your friends and them from feeling a little judged. I think that's their move.
And it's only going to get better as you get older, too, because when you get
things
older,
slow down.
Bachelorette, they start to get tamer and people start to go to bed a little earlier. So it's like, listen, like I said, through no fault, you just got dealt a shitty rap there.
It's going to be okay. And also, you have to present events that are fun and under the cover of night or inside.
Yeah, you're going to have to do a little extra legwork.
Right. Let's research. Let's maybe do like a Top Golf that has like a overhead. You know, like you got to look for
casinos.
Just present options that are indoor activities, but
shows,
fun.
Comedy, and well, maybe not comedy for bachelorette parties.
Andy, what are you saying?
But I mean, Cirque du Soleil, Broadway, it's something where you're out of the sun and it doesn't necessarily. I don't know, man.
Here's another option. Drag brunch.
Drag brunch is helpful because, and listen, there are now drag brunches everywhere. Even in places you don't expect. They're in kindergartens.
Right. It's crazy how many drag brunches there are. Like, you go to Alabama and they're like, we don't take kindly to your people around here. And then they're like, and also the drag brunch is going to be at 6 o'clock inside the church. You know, like, you're like, what? Here?
Yeah.
But drag brunches are indoor activities. So
absolutely.
And everyone wants to do them. And you won't have to deal with someone going, well, I want to sit outside. Drag brunch. It's time to play. No stakes, no pressure, just pure enjoyment. Fuel your play with Liquid IV. For hydration that's 2 times faster than water alone, because life's better when you're hydrated. Liquid IV has 10 refreshing flavors like Concord Grape, Lemon Lime, and Tropical Punch. The Lemon Lime is delicious. I love Liquid IV. I always have it when I get home from a night out and the next morning, and I am good to go. And I love Liquid IV because it's what makes it so effective is cellular transport technology designed to enhance rapid absorption of water into the bloodstream. Liquid IV is non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. Liquid IV contains 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, and 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. I love Liquid IV. I have it after, again, when I get home and when I wake up, and I'm good to go. I brought it to the Comedy Cellar. Now, that staff, the staff of the cellar, they're out all night. They're on their feet. They're having drinks. They went wild. They love it. Loved it. And keep asking for it. So grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 15% off when you go to liquidiv.com. Use code JTrain at checkout. That's 15% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code JTrain at liquidiv.com. First impressions start at your feet. What you wear down there tells the world who you are. If you don't want to choose between comfort and style, pick Rothies. All their shoes look and feel great right out of the box with no break-in period. I have them. I have the driving shoe. Driving shoes, it's a loafer. Those do have break-in period. They take a minute. These did not. These were comfortable right away. They look good. They look good with jeans. You can dress them up, wear them down. It's great. So many colors that work season after season. I have the camo one. I absolutely love them, and they look great, and they make me feel good. I wear them on stage, out for drinks. It's just a good, sharp look, and I get comments on them everywhere. And if you're looking for a nice gift or for your boyfriend or your husband, they also have them for women. The ones I wear, I just love them. And I think whoever your, brother, boyfriend, whoever you're dealing with, they're going to love them too. They're so comfortable. You can wear them all day. And they're designed to be washing machine safe. That's huge. I've had mine for a couple years now, and they look brand new. Get both style and comfort this summer with Rothies. Plus, get $20 off your first purchase at Rothies.com/JTrain. That's ROTHYS.com/JTrain. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com here with Andy Fiori. Everyone, go follow at Andy Fiori, andyfiori.com. October 6th, that's when the special comes out. Luxury Lounge. Hotel lobby bathroom. Jared, love the many podcasts. I'm excited to say that I'm seeing you later in the summer at your DC show. Well, that's already happened. My first comedy show ever. Listen, the DC shows were wonderful. I hope they had a great time. Now, here's my complaint. I have a wedding that I'm attending in Bumblefuck, New Jersey. Many in the country don't understand there is such a thing as Bumblefuck, New Jersey.
Absolutely. It's my home state. I know it well.
You know it well. Okay, so I booked a room in a hotel block set aside by the bride and groom. The ceremony starts at 2 p.m., but check-in at the hotel is 3 p.m. After I saw this, I called the hotel and asked if they could make it earlier, considering I need to get ready for the wedding and get to the church much before 2 p.m. They said no. I told them I was in the wedding block, and obviously no one in the wedding block could wait until 3 p.m., but they said there was nothing they could do. Since this wedding is in the middle of nowhere, this is the only hotel that will work, so fully I anticipate squeezing into the hotel lobby bathroom with all my bags and trying to do my makeup with the rest of the 200-person wedding. Sincerely, the girl with a $300 dress who doesn't want to get changed in a stall. This is awful.
This is a tough one.
I mean, here's
a real hard one.
Well, we're not really generally here to solve these problems. We're here to complain with them.
Yeah.
And
that
because
makes it easier.
I mean, well, that because they're, and it's like it starts with who to get most angry at.
Yeah.
And right now, they're putting their blame on the hotel for not letting you check in early, but the hotel is I understand the 3 p.m. check-in, but I also want to know that they are trying their best to get as many rooms out of there as possible so that they can get people in earlier. I'm someone who takes the first flight, and I would say for me, getting an early room with the 3 p.m. checkout, I would say it's 80-20. I get it.
Right.
Like, I got here 2 o'clock. I mean, that's an hour before 3. But I get it generally. And even during these times where, all the travel is booked like crazy, but in the times I don't, I go, I just missed one at the blackjack table. Like, it happens. Like, I can't. And honestly, for people listening, this is why I always check out. I pay it forward. When I leave a hotel, I don't just leave.
Good of you.
Because if you check out, now they can get to that room and clean it up for the next person who might come in early. So I try my best to be a good citizen of the world, and I never used to do this. I always would just walk out.
Ever. I leave. You're better than me.
I mean, they should, but I don't understand why the hotels don't say this. Now I'm mad at the hotels again, because they should say when you check it, they say to you so many things. They're like, do you want, they ask you about the housekeeping. Do you want housekeeping every day? And now they're like asking you, why wouldn't they say to you? And here's another thing. If you plan on checking out before the 12, checkout's at 12. If you plan on leaving before 12, please let us know so we can pass it along to the next person.
Absolutely.
Like, why not say that to people? That, to me, that's like
it takes nothing.
It takes nothing, and you've helped yourselves in the process, and you've helped me when I'm in the next city in this country. But I would say to this person, I would be more angered at the bride.
I was just going to say, I'm going right to the top. I'm going right to the couple with this one. And it's a part of your wedding festivities to be able to at least be somewhere reasonable where people can stay. I mean, they're coming for you. So, it's not just out of your hands once you book the location of your wedding.
And to all the brides out there, their goal, all brides, they say the same thing. I just want everyone to have a fun time.
Right. Well,
she's now working against, you've worked against yourself. You got a bunch of people who are bathing in a, Fairfield Inn lobby sink to get ready for your party, so everyone's uncomfortable. We just talked about how weddings, how important it is to be comfortable in your suit and not have ball sweat. This person, if I'm the bride, and you plan these ahead, you got to make accommodations. You got to rent out a high school gym. Go let us in their locker room. Do something for your people. This should be, and I would say that, and the other thing is everyone's afraid. Everyone tiptoes around a bride. No one says anything.
I was going to say. you don't want to be that day of you're putting them against you, because everybody does when they go to less than great wedding is we just all talk about it together.
Right.
And now it's us versus them. You know what I mean? You go, yeah, can you believe where the fuck they got us staying?
Here's what I remember from weddings. I tweeted this a few weeks ago, but if you have bad cocktail hour food, I will never forget that. I will.
I know.
That is you for the rest of your life to me. If you have a wedding where there was a break between ceremony and party and we had nothing to do during that break, happens at a lot of Catholic weddings. Yes. I will never forget. That is a disaster to me. If you had a hot wedding with no air conditioning, I'll never forget it. And I will hold it against you the rest of your life. But if it's fun,
bar, forget I'll never
get
talk
out of my
to you
life.
Again.
Never. And the thing is, it is interesting. It's like the casino. To go back to the casino reference earlier, I don't remember the wins. I only remember the losses. Yeah.
Well, can I also say though, it only takes a little extra to make a wedding really, really fun and memorable.
Right.
Like my friend got married earlier this summer. They had it's really about, on those downtimes, having a place for people to go and keeping them busy. So have hey, in between the wedding and the cocktail hour, there's a bar here that if they know where you're coming. My sister got married in June, and they went so far ahead down the line, down the night of the wedding. They go, hey, even after the reception is done, we have booked a room for an after party. They know the hotel knows we're going to be there, so it's a place for it's an after hours event,
right?
Now. And that's the little things where people go, "Hey, man, that was really cool that they did like a little after hours thing."
I take it back. I remember the losses, and the wins. I remember the details.
Yes,
the win
exactly.
The win is in the details, and it's like you're saying. Like if this woman who wrote in, if this bride was like, hey. And got ahead of it. Was like, we have this weird arbitrage thing going on. Reception at 2, check-in at 3. We have rented a spa with lockers. You would go. Oh my God! Can you believe that would be the talk of the town? Everyone would be talking
a hero.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Andy Fiori at Andy Fiori on Instagram. Go follow Luxury Lounge.
I love this.
Listen,
I like solving them too.
Right. No, if we can, I like the instinct, because if you can solve them, you got to. But sometimes people don't want their problem solved. They just want you to go, yeah, that fucking sucks.
And that is true of a lot of weddings where people just go, listen, it's my day, so that's your problem. I have a lot of other things to worry about. I get that instinct. Just, and I'm sure it's easier said than done. But.
Well, to that person, I go, yeah, that's a wedding that will be remembered, badly.
Just know we're all talking shit.
Yeah, we hate being here. Right. Luxury Lounge. Everyone asks me to dog sit. Jared and Guess, huge fan of all that you do with JTrain You Up, and just saw you in San Francisco for You Up Live. Here's my complaint. I'm constantly getting asked to dog watch for friends and family that live in my city. I'm someone that doesn't have a dog and has a sister, cousin, and multiple friends who own dogs and constantly go out of town, which leads to them texting me to watch their dog. I'm pretty sure they always ask me since I don't have a pet to take care of, so they assume I have time to watch their animal. To me, that is awful and annoying. No, I don't have the animal because I don't have the time for the animal.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I get texts every other week to watch someone's. Every other week, you're a kennel at this point. To watch someone's dog when I'm in town, I feel bad saying no, but then it leads to me having to work all my plans around this dog I'm watching. Yeah, you have a dog, but it just switches.
Got a fucking cheap family. This is what fucking they got. Yeah. They got dog lodging. This is your family's cheap. Right. And also, this person does have a dog, but it's a different personality every time they fucking take in a new one. So I'm dealing with a schizophrenic dog, so
I hate that if I decide to day drink with friends last minute or want to go out at night with friends, I have to base those plans around when I'm going to check in with this dog. Yeah, it's horrible. If I wanted a dog, I would have gotten one. And now it feels like
you guys are saying no.
Right. It now feels like I have half the time. I have one half the time because I'm dog sitting everyone around me. For everyone around me. Thanks for letting me air my complaint in the lounge. Would love to hear your thoughts, Andy Fiori. What do you think?
This is a great one because I just got asked by our other friend Ariel Ariel Elias, very funny comedian.
She's been on the show. Yes.
Has just asked me this week to dog sit for her, and I went and saw a concert on Tuesday. I went and saw Nas and Wu-Tang on Tuesday night. I knew I had things planned, and I knew I wouldn't be able to spend time with the dog. So I just said, listen, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I have too much going on. It's also why I don't have a dog. But
is that what was your exact response to Ariel, who, listen, we're all fans of, we love Ariel, but you had a hard conversation that might help this person?
Tell you exactly. I'll go to the text message.
Read the text because this could help everyone. Everyone in the luxury lounge, I can tell you right now, nobody, I will say it, you could send people this clip. Send people this clip, me saying, hey, ready? Play from this moment. If you're listening and someone asks you to take care of their dog, here's what you say, hey, can you listen to this podcast? And then it'll be right at this moment. I'm going to go, hey, person who's asking the JTrain podcast listener to take care of their dog, they don't want to do it.
Yes.
They don't want to do it. They didn't get a dog for a reason. And honestly, you need to stop making your life everyone else's problem. And nobody wants to take care of your dog unless you're paying for them to take care of it. Okay, you can play that, or you can play Andy's version. This is the text he sent.
Absolutely. And by the way, they were offering me to stay. They're neighbors of mine. They were offering me money per day, and it wasn't about that. It was just, here's what I said. Hey, unfortunately, I can't stay that week. I have to be in the office a bunch, and I have a concert. I just don't think I'd be home enough for her, meaning the dog. Which was which is the God's honest truth.
Well,
but you got to say that. You go, hey, I'm busy. I have things I have to get to in my life. I don't think I will be able to give the dog enough FaceTime. And most people, unless they're psychos, will go, understood, because they want you to take care of their animal. That's why they asked you, and they know you're going to do a good job. But if you listen, if you just honestly go, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to give her enough time that she is going to need, then people are going to go, okay, no problem. I'll look somewhere else.
Let me give an edit for your text because I think it's perfect.
Please.
You can't say concert unless you're going to a concert because you're going to want to post from there or whatever.
This was you tailor yours to your own life.
Well, here's what you lean on. Hey, I would love to. Don't even say I would love to because that might get you future ass. Hey, I have an incredibly busy work week coming up.
Nobody is going to argue.
I won't be home a lot, and I really don't want to do that to the dog.
Exactly.
Now,
make it about the dog.
Yeah, make it about the dog. So you go, and now if they disagree with you, they basically have to say, which no dog person does. No, I want to do bad.
No,
by
I want my dog mistreated and home alone. No,
no. Now you're out of it because this person, I agree, their family's cheap. This person is being taken advantage of because they made a decision with their life, and they're too nice.
It sounds like she does like doing it sometimes. I don't think she would have been so gung-ho. And I think people are seeing that she likes doing it, and they go, oh, that's wwhy we asked you. We thought you liked it. I guarantee that's their thinking, too.
Also, people, here's my other piece of advice.
Yeah.
Stop petting their dogs. When it comes up,
it's so hard though.
Because when I see a dog, I go, "Oh, cool." I look at it,
opposite.
And then
the baby.
Wow,
look at the baby.
Then people go, "Oh, you don't like dogs?" I go, "No, I like dogs." And then they just assume if you don't pet it, they'll assume you don't like it. But you can like a dog and not pet it. These people are so out of their fucking minds that they take it like 7 steps. No, I just don't want to pet it, and then they'll never ask you again. Oh, he doesn't even pet it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's life in that house going to be like? Not a lot of petting in my house.
Exactly.
The NFL action is in full swing at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings Same Game Parlay. For every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100% with payouts bigger than ever. Why bet on football anywhere else? Let me just tell you this. I love having some action on the game. I bet on literally every single game last weekend, and it was $10 each. Just a little taste. So these are great opportunities to put, some extra, cash in your kitty and have a really fun day. And if you don't know anything about football, it's a fun way to get involved and be a part of the big game wherever you are. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code JTrain to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code JTrain, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Exactly. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Andy Fiori. Andy has a special. It's called Check Right. It's out October 6th. It's on youtube.com/Andrew Fiori.
And just to be clear, it has nothing to do with politics. The Check Right was something my old dad used to do while he drove. He was so old and lazy when we would, Jared, come to if you were sitting shotgun with my dad, and even as a little kid, if you came up to an intersection and my dad was driving, he would look left for traffic and he'd yell at you. He'd go, check right. And so you just now had a homework assignment. Yeah, as like a little kid, you were responsible for the right side of the world.
How do you explain that?
And it was terrifying because he was very trusting.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, I went. My kid fucked up. You mean the toddler didn't tell you traffic was going? Yeah.
My mind's not developed yet. I don't know the timing and the speed and all that geometry. Like, come on, man. Yeah, it was bananas. He was a character.
YouTube.com/Andrew Fiori. Go check it out. Luxury Lounge. Sleep Story Bragger. Ooh. Jared, big feather energy to you. I have a complaint regarding a sleep story author from the Calm app. I get the Calm app subscription for free through my fiance's work, and I sometimes like to drift off to sleep with their sleep stories. Think a guided meditation through a foreign land, for example. Well, the other night I chose a sleep story, and for the first 10 minutes, the narrator was nonstop bragging about how she's usually just an author for the Calm stories, sleep stories, but that she is so well regarded that they asked her how to now narrate. That seems like a weird thing. Get to the sleepy time.
Yeah, seriously.
This was a straight monologue of all her recent achievements. I'm sorry, but if I'm trying to unwind from the day and drift off to sleep, I sure as hell don't want to hear some random lady boasting about how great of a sleep story author she is. I now boycott her stories. Thanks for letting me complain. Good. Fuck her.
I'm with you.
Well, it is weird. Like, if someone came and was like, oh, I'm going to put on the Luxury Lounge podcast, and then we just started railing about politics, you would feel deceived.
If as a guest, if I came on and was like, right, I normally don't do these kind of podcasts because I'm more, I'm a little more regarded and some other things, but you're a friend of mine, so I thought I would do it. Wait, what the fuck would that be? Like,
I normally don't do this. I hate that. That is every time someone says I normally don't do this, I'm like, oh, I'm talking to an asshole now. I don't give a shit. You're doing it now, so obviously something, because it's always like, I normally don't do this, but for you, and you go,
yeah,
that's kind of what this person's doing.
This is where Calm fucked up, because look at how angry you're making all of us. This is the opposite of calm we're getting now.
Yeah, no, we are.
This is going to raise blood pressure.
Awake,
you're not getting to sleep
angered.
On this.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm up, and then I'm going to turn on the TV and turn off the Calm app. You're losing customers with this. I'll tell you what, this is a quick fix for Calm. You just put her little credits in the little blurb when you're pricking the reader or whatever they're called. Just go, hey, so and so is a writer for Calm, and we loved her work, so we thought we'd have her narrate. Then you jump right into it once you turn on the episode. Calm.
It's also interesting because I'm thinking about it now because I gave your credits. I gave this person thinks they're trying to pimp their other stuff.
I get that.
So, like, we have to be honest. Like, in the beginning of this podcast, I introduce you. I give out your YouTube. I tell people to go watch. And you try to get it out in front.
Yes, but this is also we're engaging people. We want people to listen. We're not,
I would also say when you come on, we're starting a show. I'm letting people know where to find you and what your background is, and because I'm the host, that makes more sense. When you come on,
that's more proper radio etiquette,
right? And then, but the difference for this woman is she has to now come on. This isn't the venue. She needs to understand it's not the venue for pimping. It is the venue for I need my story to go to bed. So if you're like, she's doing a disservice to herself because she thinks she's like, I usually write the stories and I want to get this audience of people who don't go to written stories to go to my other stories.
Yes.
So I'll explain who I am. But you go, hold on. No, if I liked it, then I'll look you up.
Absolutely.
That's the way it goes.
Right. You got to do the job before you get any sort of merit for it.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com, JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Luxury Lounge. Unrefrigerated water. Dear Jared and esteemed guests, my Luxury Lounge complaint is that I attended a boutique fitness studio, major franchise chain, but won't name names. And it costs about $150 a month for unlimited membership. Cheap compared to NYC prices, I know. Yeah, that is pretty cheap. Andy wooed it, but it $150 for a month unlimited.
Yeah, I'm an old Dolphin Gym guy. I'm used to
And anyways, it's a lot for the southern city I live in. For the past month, I've noticed that the mini fridge they keep all the bottled water in is broke. Therefore, all the bottles of water are at room temperature. Sorry, I just got a call during this. Room temperature. On top of this, they charge extra for the bottles of water. They aren't included in the price of the membership. I understand the fridge being broken for days or even a week, but a month? Is it too much to ask for a cold bottle of water? I just burned 500 calories in my gym that I pay an arm and a leg for every month. A bottle of tepid water is the last thing you want when your skin feels like it's on fire after a HIIT workout. Sincerely, bitch better have my water. What do you think?
Yes. 100% agreement. Absolute agreement on this.
I am frustrated for them. It's first of all, the fitness studio should be ashamed of itself.
Right.
Okay. A month without cold water at a gym, like that is like you're being mean to people. This is bad.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, especially for a luxury class style gym, like
completely.
So that's one thing. Here's who else I'm mad at: people who like room temperature water. They're out there, and and I didn't know they were out there until doing comedy, because every comedian wants a bottle of water. So everyone wants a bottle of water. Everyone wants a bottle of water. So you hear people go, "Do you have the room temperature water?" People ask for it.
Right.
So it is. What's that?
It's just sickies.
Yeah, these are gross idiots.
Yeah.
And here's the problem. Because this gym, the fridge breaks, now the room temperature people go, oh, I'm so happy you guys have room temperature water. I've been wanting this. So now...
But after a workout? Who wants some RT after a workout?
These are monsters. These are really, people who should seek professional help. But but they are there. So I know this. So I know that the gym, it's the same thing as like, a lot of you have been asking.
Yeah.
No, tell me the number. When someone goes on Instagram and goes, a lot of you have been asking. No, tell me the number. Tell me how many people have asked, because I'm sure of it. There's a couple people who are like, oh, I love that you have room temperature water. So that slows them down from making a fix, because they think they're making, no one's complaining. And so if no one's complaining and you're getting positivity, this person needs to go to the manager and say, when is the fridge getting fixed?
And here,
that's how you ask it. When does the fridge get fixed?
Yeah.
You assume they must be working on this.
Sure. Especially if you're paying a lot of money, and $150, that's New York or not, that's a lot of money for a gym. Here, and if you want some more ammunition in your complaint, just say this. Just go, hey, quick fix. For the people that want the room temperature, it doesn't cost you anything extra. You just keep some on the side.
Well, here's the other thing.
You have a cold option, and then just keep a few under the counter. That's RT.
Here's what's really happening. I've thought about this. Now that we've talked about this, they have a monopoly. There's a monopoly here because they are selling these waters.
Oh, that's right.
So they're selling these waters. So people are going to buy them either way because they're the only show in town.
Sure.
Here's what this person should do.
Good point.
You open up a water stand outside of the fitness facility, and you market it as cold water, $1, because I'm positive their bottle of water is more expensive than $1. You go to Costco, you pick up a 24-pack
bag of ice,
the Nestle's bag ice, and you charge $1.
Styrofoam cooler, you're going to be banking.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com here with Andy Fiori. Luxury Lounge. I'm not buying the bride a drink. Jared and guest. I've been seeing this trend for a while, and it's been annoying the shit out of me, so I thought, what better place to complain? Here I am scrolling Instagram stories only to stumble upon yet another acquaintance posting a Venmo link and asking their followers to buy the bride a drink for their bachelorette party. Oh my God, is this the tackiest thing you've ever heard? It is pretty tacky.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to buy a drink through your Instagram story begging. I barely know you, and 7 out of 10 times I don't know her. And even if I do know the bride, this makes me never want to buy her, or the poster for that matter, a drink ever again in my life. Yes. If I wanted to buy a bride a drink, I would take it upon myself to send money without being solicited, or buy her a bottle of tequila like a normal person. If you need to solicit donations for a bachelorette party, perhaps you should not be going. Sincerely, I'm not broke, but some of my Instagram followers might be. What do you think?
This is the smartest, most well-written email we've had all day. I am complete agreement with this person. It is tacky, and this is classic wedding ham behavior. There's always one who doesn't care what or has any social grace, and is just going to go, nah, this is my girl's day, so I'm going to make sure that. But it's like, okay, then you buy her all the drinks. Right. Have your bachelorette party buy them the drinks. And if you're out, you're going to meet guys who are willing to meet and buy you drinks in person. You don't need to hit social media and crowdsource this for extra funds.
How do I even know? Right. How do I even know the money's going towards drinks?
Yeah, dude.
How do I know that this is going towards, a spiked seltzer? How do I know?
How does it not go to your cable bill?
Right. When does my thank you come? Do I get a thank you note? When do I get appreciated? Do you cheers and send a video to all the people who sent you the money? No, probably not.
Listen.
It is. And then so now you see on the back of cars, you ever see on the back of like a car, it'll be like, so-and-so graduated, send them a drink.
This is bad. What kind of world are we living in?
It'll say Venmo, and they'll give their Venmo out. It's actually dangerous. Like I don't take drinks. I try my best not to take drinks from people I don't know.
Right.
It has become my policy. After shows, people used to come up to you, can I buy you a shot? Can I buy you a drink?
Sure.
And it is appreciated. The
100%.
It's
a nice thought.
It is really appreciated. And I used to take them. I've stopped because they've now bought your time.
Yeah.
So you can't just go, well, thank you for the drink. It's awkward. You could if you're a monster. They want a conversation. And it's not even they want. Most people, they'll go, here's your drink, goodbye. They're the best people. Because then I would, listen, and I'm not saying I'm not hanging out. I would hang out. What's up? Nice to meet you. I meet so many nice people, especially from this podcast. But you go, I want the option to live my own life. I don't want anyone ever holding my time over me.
Right.
So if you just put out to the great big world, here's my Venmo, you don't think people are gonna start coming to like the chickens are coming to hatch? Like this is right. Like I would fear that like now someone has your Venmo, has your information that they can just say, hey, I gave you that $5 for your drink way back when. I'm having some trouble with money. Could you send some? So that way, I don't know. Just it opens. You're opening up cans of worms that you don't even realize you're opening up.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, it's socially, it's rude. It is tacky. You know why there was always a thing? Maybe this is my old dad coming through. Right. But there used to be a time, and I'm sounding older, but like money, it was gauche to talk about. You don't talk about money. Right. You don't ask for money. You just have a little shame and have a little humility.
Here's what happened. I can tell you when this changed with Instagram stories and everyone showing their life. Everyone pretty much knows how well someone's doing. So it's like it used to be your neighbors go on vacation. You'd go, have a great time. Then they'd come home and you go, how was Florida? And they would go, right. Oh, we went to Disney. We did this. We went to the beach. And you just assumed their Disney experience.
And even that was a lot.
Well, you would assume their Disney experience is exactly like the one you would have had. Right. Nowadays, you watch from the plane ride and then you see, wow, they're going first class. Ooh, Delta Comfort. Yep. Then so you see
walking in the room.
Right. Oh, whoa, staying. Where's that hotel? You Google the hotel. Yeah. Wow, $750 a night. Then you see that they have the express pass. They're bragging. Look, there's a video of everyone, all the pores in line.
From sunrise to sunset.
And you are doing the math in your head. We all are doing the math. And you get to the end of that trip and you go, how the fuck did they afford that vacation? And then they go, buy us a drink. We're going on a vacation.
How they afforded it.
And you go, I ain't buying you shit. We all have done the math on everyone. So the idea that this, hey, buy my girl a drink for her wedding is in a vacuum and we haven't already made judgments on them and whether we would want to or not is insanity.
It's bananas. And honestly, too, it's just, like I said, it's rude. And I'm the type of guy, if I saw a bachelor party out, like if they were at my bar or whatever, I'm a gunslinger now. I go, hey, let me buy them around. Let me buy them.
Throwing drinks.
But then I don't make a thing of it. Hey, thanks a lot, Mister. I don't know, like whatever you want to call me. But it's just like I wouldn't go. It's just I don't know. People forgot how to act in bars and in life in general.
Right. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Andy Fiori, thank you for coming on. This was fantastic,
dude. So much fun. I love you, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Of course, everyone. Andy's so funny. Go check out the special, andyfiori.com. That's Fiori at Andy Fiori. The link to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Andy Fiori, is going to be in the description of this episode. October 6th. Go watch it. You're going to love it. I'm Jared Freid. We're in the lounge every Thursday. Keep sending your emails. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. We'll be back next episode. Boom.